Hi there, I'm Vicki Parthenow from Aussie Stampers. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching the how to bind and cover an art journal made of watercolour paper, then this is part 2 where we decorate the cover. So I'm going to show you how to get this decorated cover on your art journal. And if you haven't already seen part 1, then you can have a look and scroll back and find that later. So I'm going to start with some watercolour paper since it is a watercolour journal that I'm decorating, and I'm just going to bring in some brush tip markers in shades of red, yellow, blue, green and that crumb cake colour which matches the cover that I put on the journal. And I'm going to throw some water around the page with my aqua brush and then start following the lines again so that they blend out. And just cleaning up on a paper towel between each colour so I don't contaminate from one colour to another. And this is a really fast way to do a background. So this is going to be some background paper to put those ART letters on, which I'm going to cut out on a die cut machine. So I'm going to let that blot a little bit and now come back in again with the markers further out and fill up the whole page in the same fashion. Just wiggly lines, nothing too considered, I'm just going where it takes me with this, and it's going to be background. And because it's lovely watercolour paper, it blends out so beautifully with these dual tip markers. Once you put the aqua pen on it, it activates. And just change between colours so that you don't contaminate from one colour to another, just by brushing it off onto some paper towel. And now I'm just adding little bits here and there where I think it might need a little more, and just a tiny bit at the end. And now I'm going to bring in my heat tool and dry it all off. So once it's dry, then you can line up your letters. And if you do this really carefully, you can get a 2-for-1 deal here, where I can use the letters themselves and then I can use the background piece as well on another project. So I've put them right in the centre of that piece, and you'll see what I mean now when I take them all out. You can see I've created another word that says art with the negative, and I'm going to use that in the art journal as well on the first page. So here are the letters, and I've got them on some paper that looks like paint chip samples. It's scrapbook paper. I love this. I didn't quite know what I was going to use it for, and then I decided this would be perfect for this project. Now I'm looking to see where I'd like the letters to fit, but I think in a straight line is going to work because it works across those white lines on the page on the paint chip colour. Put some little clips on to keep everything smooth, and I'm using some gel medium in gloss, which is going to give everything a beautiful shiny finish, and I'm using that as a glue to adhere the letters. Gel medium is great for art journaling. It's something that you will need if you are starting art journaling. I would suggest you buy some gel medium. This is golden gel medium, so it's reasonably priced. It's not too expensive. There are different brands out there, and you can get it in matte or gloss. I like the gloss for the outside. I find the gloss can stick together a little bit on the inside of your album, so I don't always use gloss on the inside. Occasionally I will, but usually I'll use matte on the inside pages. And you can just very lightly brush this across the top because it is watercoloured paper. You don't want the moisture in it to activate your ink again. And just blot as you go if there's any large blobs, and clean up as you go too. Now I have this fine tip glue pen which is like Crystal Effects, and this is what I'm going to use to adhere the elements. So I'm going to place them roughly where I want them. These are little wooden elements, and I think there's a little corrugated cardboard heart or 2 in there. Yes, there they are. So I think that's quite a nice pleasing arrangement. So once you've got it where you want it to be, you just glue those on. Now I could have coloured these elements, but I think because it's going against a nice craft colour paper in the background, this paper is called Crumb Cake, I think it really blends in nicely. So I wanted the wood to show through. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I'm really loving it. It was a good project. I really enjoyed it. So just gluing on those little elements. And so you could put anything you want on the front of your art journal, but I thought I'd show you what I did with mine and how I achieved this look. I'm really having fun art journaling. And now it's dry. I've made myself a cup of coffee and come back and it's all completely dry. It took a while for it to dry, but I was having lunch and doing other things and I came back and it was done. So that was great. All lovely and shiny. I love the gloss that this gets on it, and everything is really nice and well adhered. It's not going to go anywhere. Now I decided that having those clips on it helps the album stay shut too. But I thought I'll put some ribbon on it as well. This is some old ribbon I found in my stash, and I'm just going to thread it through the binding on the back there, just easily. Now if I wanted to, I could have placed this under the cover page and glued the cover page over it, but I didn't really want to do that. I like this way, and I think it's simple, it's easy, it works. I love it. I'm really loving this project. So that's it done. So if you didn't see the video on how to make this watercolour art journal from a stack of watercolour paper, 5 sheets, and it gives you a 20-page watercolour album, then scroll back to my last video and you'll see all the directions for that there. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining me. Be happy and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.